This morning we are going to have our classroom debate with our topic, pupils should be allowed to bring cell phone in school even during class hours. Here with us is our principal, Mr. Francisco B. Bayares Jr., with our master teacher 1, Mrs. Jeremy O. Javier, and our teacher 2, Mrs. Jonami R. Lagutan as our judges. May I call on Monica Somo as our moderator.
Good morning, judges. Good morning, debater. From the proposition team and opposition team, good morning, classmates. This morning, we are gathered here to witness a friendly debate with the topic, pupils should be to bring someone class even during class hours. This topic will bring clear ideas to all of us here. Two groups will discuss and react about this topic in the form of debate. I would like to present to you our participants to this debate. For the proposition stand, we have Alexis Joy Pahonar, Emerson Del Sotio, Melody Joy Ilaria, John Steven Floro, Micaela Grace Mendoza, and Pretty May Lopez. For the opposition team, we have Juna Rose T. Heraldo, Aldis Gallo Jr., Hannah Treya Briales, Benjamin Andaya III, Joyce Guston, and Nikki May Hikara with Danica Pacheco as our timer. Let's hear from the proposition and opposition their point of view about the issue, and after a while, we will decide which side we will believe in.
Pupils should be allowed to bring cell phone at schools, even during class hours. Since inventors have insisted, technologies really is a great help to us humans. It makes our life convenient. And every year in this generation, new and more high-tech gadgets are invented. And we, as merely human, would want to have the latest trends. And in addition with this, children too would like to have the latest gadgets they could have. Is cell phones be allowed for pupils to bring at schools, even class hours? Yes, we should be allowed because having a cell phone has many advantages for us.
Bringing cell phone with us is very useful in emergency situations. It's clear that cell phones came to this world for emergency purposes. If we have cell phone, then it's easy for us to contact anyone at our needs. For instance, if a student has some problem in school or on the street after school, we can contact our parents immediately. The cell phone is one of the best solutions for emergency situations.
Cell phones is a great equipment in order to improve our knowledge. Could you imagine how parents or grandparents studied? They studied and got knowledge only from teachers and parents. Imagine how things change now. Come to think of it, being cell phones is really an advantage because of the high-tech Android gadgets nowadays. We can surf the internet and we can do assignments and projects because Google does all the answer. We are now in 21st century and internet is really a need in terms of schooling. So I must say, I agree in bringing cell phones at school. It will really help us pupils.
Cell phone makes our doubts clear as soon as you got one. Just think about yourself. What are you doing to do when you got some doubts in your lessons? In the 1950s or 60s, pupils wait until next day to meet teachers or classmates. But this time, pupils straight away make a call to a friend or even teachers and clear their doubts as soon as possible. How good is this life? We are living in this era with perfect technology. Also, if you miss one important lecture in class, you can just phone a friend and get to know the whole lecture. If you have any doubt on that lecture or need further explanation, just Google it. Easy peasy life, isn't it?
Having a cell phone will get to know what happened around the world. When we look back to early years, only aged people follow the news around the world. But nowadays, the trend changes and even the pupils in school know what is happening around the world. This simply indicates pupils use the device for searching news and other useful stuff and get to know what happened around the world.
Pupils having a mobile phone means that pupils has everything. Early morning, it works as an alarm clock. Also, it works as a reminder if you put some notes on the reminder. You don't need a calculator as long as you have a mobile phone. You can take a snapshot or download lecture slides or even record the whole lectures. How comfortable life of pupils is having a mobile phone.
Pupils' age is a kind of playing age. Even though they concentrate in their subjects, it goes into playing stations, computers, and mobile phones. Nowadays, I saw lots of pupils hate everything more than mobile phones. I think they love it because they can download so many games there. So, what will happen if pupils have their own mobile phones? Simply, they try to play games. They are small, so they have to play games as we did in our childhood. If they play once a while, if pupils play every time, then it's better to bring his or her mobile phone back. Because their studies and other useful activities destroyed by these mobile phones. And if they play once a while, then it's totally fine.
In this current world, mobile phones change students' habits a lot. Through mobile phones, you can search a lot of good stuff. Meanwhile, we can search a lot of bad stuff as well. Nowadays, almost all students are addicted to porn videos and other porn activity websites. That is really bad. This is how we can see a lot of students with cigarettes and drugs. This is one of the major flaws of the rise of the technology. Even I meet lots of parents who was disappointed of their kids' behavior, so I advise to the parents, please don't allow your kids use mobile phones if you find something bad on them.
When pupils playing games on mobile phones, they don't care about time, as they concentrate fully on the game. Most of the students choose night bedtime for playing, because no one will disturb them. So, they play till 2 or 3 in the early morning unless parents come and shout them to sleep. Some students choose the sleeping time for chatting with friends. Chatting also makes them sleep at very late. Do you know what happens if they sleep at late? Next day, they get tired, which doesn't make them concentrate on subjects. So, students must sleep as soon as finishing their homework and dinner so that they will start next day with fresh and confidence.
Mobile phones can be disturb other students in two ways. One is when there is an important lecture going on and your mobile phone is ringing on that time, it will disturb the whole class. Most of the pupils put their mobile phones in silent mode, but some pupils don't care about that. So the ringing tone completely disturbs other students and the lecturer. Another one is some students want to have a mobile phone, but their parents don't allow them to keep one. Such students mentally disturbed when they see the next bench students having a mobile phones.
This is another major disadvantage
of pupils having mobile phones. Before these phones and technologies, students spend plenty of time with their family. Now, they spend their free time with mobile phones, either playing or chatting with friends via mobile phones. They have no idea how family is important in everyone. Chatting with family is the most important in everyone. We can learn good stuff when we freely talk to our family. So parents, at least bring our children in dinner time and meal in one table. A family chain is important in everyone, so make them understand that.
As Albert Einstein has stated, I fear the day when technology surpasses our human interaction. The world will have a generation of idiots. Why do you think Einstein said things like this? Well, for me, it is because technology, including circular phones, prevent us from thinking. It didn't help to exercise our mind and thinking abilities. It makes us lazy. It keeps us from learning. And what if pupils will be exposed to gadgets? Number one, a cell phone. At the early age, we surely grow up adults.
We have already heard every idea each group have presented to us, and all of them are right in their own way. This time, we will have a rebuttal statement of each group, starting off with the opposition, followed by proposition group.
Everyone believes that technology has made life more comfortable and easier. A list of the benefits of technology would be very long indeed. However, technology has downsides. Technology does not necessarily make life simpler. Rather, it tends to make life more complicated. Nowadays, for example, nearly every discussion of the wonderful power to enrich our lives mention the cell phones and many more. But more than the advantages, there are a lot of reasons why cell phones should not be allowed to be at schools by pupils. For there are tendencies that the pupils would use their phones even during class hours. And this is not a good thing. The pupils would not listen and participate to the discussion because their focus is not in the class anymore, but in their phones. And this will lead to failing grades. Cell phones connect us from people that are away from us. But the thing that we do not know is that it gradually pulls us away from those people who are beside us. In connection with this, when we allow the pupils to bring cell phones at school during class hours, it might be a hindrance for the pupils' socialization with each other. For he is to focus on the gadgets he have. He's too busy with the mobile games and he don't want to mingle with others anymore. It becomes a barrier of children's friendship. Therefore, we strongly oppose that pupils should be allowed to bring cell phones in school during class hours.
I still believe that bringing cell phone in school is very advantageous to the pupils because it can help us in many ways. Cell phones indeed makes life convenient, for it connects people far from each other. It helps us especially in terms of emergencies. The main point here is in case of emergency. We have something to use immediately. Likewise, cell phone can help us in our studies, and this should depend on the user on how he or she uses it. Teacher advisors should set rules in his or her class in using cell phones. So, I strongly recommend pupils should be allowed to bring cell phone in class. It could be all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, proposition and opposition group. You have shared a very clear ideas for your stand. All of you will write your own way. Now, may I call in our facilitator, Mrs. LILIBETH C.FERMALINO.
Thank you very much, debaters. So this time you have heard different point of views from the proposition group and from the opposition group. So this time may I ask our audience or the rest of the class, what is your stand on bringing of cell phone in school? Yes?
I go with the opposition because to have a cell phone is a distraction to my studies.
Okay, another one reaction. Okay, another one.
I don't want to be allowed to bring cell phone because I cannot concentrate on my studies.
How about the others? Do you have your reaction there? Yes.
I agree with the proposition because we can research our lessons in our cell phone.
Okay, how about the others? What are the reaction of others?
I go when the opposition to have a cell phone can distract in our studies.
Any more?
I agree with the proposition because having a cell phone will help us in case of emergency.
Okay, so do you have other reaction? So we have here the reaction of different pupils. So this time, since you have heard a clear idea from the opposition and the proposition group, on Monday, you have to write your reflection or which sides are you. If you agree or disagree on having or on pupils should be allowed to bring cell phone in the class. You are going to pass your reflection on Monday. This time, may I call in our principal, Mr. Francisco B. Bayaras Jr. to have any suggestions or reactions.
My fellow judges, good morning. To the facilitator, your subject teacher, Mrs. C.FERMALINO. Congratulations for having this activity. This could help a lot in the learning process, in the teaching learning process, wherein all of us, both teachers and pupils or learners, have learned a lot. We go away with that traditional way of teaching. So through this debate activity, you can express your idea. So for the improvement, continuous improvement, I would recommend that we will do this as often as we could. But if you heard, we have heard from both the proposition and the positive and the negative sides. Both of their ideas are correct. So based on your discussion, I have jotted down three important things here, wherein we are going to reflect on. Number one, we are on the 21st century. So you are the 21st century pupils, and your mom is the 21st century teachers. And we cannot go away with without using gadgets, technology, which is the product of today's science. So as a 21st century individual, sometimes cell phone become our basic needs already. It became our basic needs. But to some, it's not only a need, but it's a want. because technology is very fast, no, in developing something. Every now and then may mga bagong mga gadgets tayong improvement sa ating mga cellphone. So if we think that cellphone is our want, not our need, more than our need, so doon na nagkaroon tayo ng problema. Dahil lahat-lahat na lang ng mga anong tawag doon, yung mga model, yung pagbabago sa gadget. Halimbawa, noong panahon namin, ang aking naabutan na cellphone ay yung Nokia 5110. Na? Yung may antenna gani. Nabutan nyo na? May antenna. Yung mga cellphone noon ay may mga antena. Hindi, kasi critical ang signal. Kung mag-send ka ng communication, kung minsan hindi ma-send, so ginagawa mo ay ipataas mo pa. Yung ibang style, pinapabaliktad pa nila yung kung minsan dun sa baba yung signal. Okay? So, and na-improve to siya, na-imo na siya 5110i. Nawala na yung antena. Medyo malakas ang signal niya. So, mabigat siya at bulky. So, malaki. So, kung inaano natin yung pagbago ng yung parang sinusundan natin, it's already a want, not a need. No? So, kumbaga, ginagawa natin na parang social status na lang yan, parang status symbol, na kung may bago kang cellphone, sikat ka, or mataas, or iba ka sa mga kapwa mo, no? Naiiba ka. Okay, so, pero kung ginagamit lang natin yan for emergency and for the purpose, halimbawa, communicating with your parents, kung may kailangan ka, then, pwede natin masabi na it's a need. Another thing is, it affects our study habit sometimes. So, iyan ang dapat nating tandaan na may mga negative at mga positive din na idinudulot sa atin ang cellphone. So, especially on your part na you are still studying, so dapat i-limit din natin ang paggamit natin ng cellphone because it could affect your study habit. Your study habit is disrupted. So, you are using this, but in the positive side naman, ang cellphone ginagamit natin, halimbawa mag-search tayo sa Google, or kung tingin tayo ng mga meaning ng bagong words na na-encounter natin. So we do use the cellphone in doing research. That's good, no? Tama yan siya. Pero to the extent na kahit sa loob ng classroom, as you have said during the discussion, ginagamit ninyo just to make, to play yung COC na sinasabi ninyo, o yung laro ninyo, no? So, you do not listen to your teacher anymore, then that's bad. Na hindi yan maganda. Another one is, it could also affect our relationship with our family. So, in some family, hindi na sila nag-uusap. Kahit na magkaharap sila, nag-text na lang. No? So, it could affect your family relationship. So, but sometimes, kung halimbawa yung inyong family is abroad or somewhere malayo, it could promote communication. So, yun naman ang magandang dinudulot ng technology sa atin. Kaya, ibig sabihin, hindi masama ang gumamit ng technology. No? Tandaan niyo yan. Ang masama lang doon kung paano yung ginagamit ng technology. So, ibig sabihin, dapat marunong tayo ng gamit at gumamit ng technology, especially ng cellphone. So, ang bottom line nito is disiplina pa rin. So, dapat meron tayong disiplina. So, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your very, I think it's effective advice for you. So you can make your own reflection out of our discussion that you have heard a while ago. This is your facilitator, Mrs. LILIBETH C.FERMALINO. Once again, good morning.